so loud. What the heck? I think they're letting off something.
Okay, guys, listen to this. There's a sound screaming. It's like a scream. It's so freaking loud, and it's coming from up in the air, like up there. It's been going on now. What is that? I swear I saw like this thing when the lightning was flashing a second ago. What the fuck? Dude, that's coming from like up in the sky outside of my apartment. I'm gonna do it. Listen. What is that? I haven't heard it like that yet. Gene, check this out. Listen. This is coming.
Alright, so Shalom. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors goes to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, from whom I learned the truth. And much love and peace and blessings goes out to all you hopeful elect brothers that are out there teaching the word of Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, as well as those sincere elect listeners out there, brothers and sisters that are repentant and, you know, keeping the works of the Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, keeping the faith and keeping the commandments of the Most High to your best ability. So basically, this is going to be a lesson. I'm entitled it something to the effect of the Most High's power will be shown, the left hand, and demons unleashed in Babylon, right? Because here uploaded to the website of World Star Hip Hop, which I watch a lot of videos on here. It's reputed for being a lot of nigga shit being on this website, but the way the Spirit of the Most High works is that even websites like this is showing the powers of the Most High and things of that nature, like as far as prophetic things, Jake getting jacked up by cops and everything that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much this video in particular, as you've seen, was these strange noises coming out the sky in Texas, right? Where they heard screaming and screeching. They say it sound demonic. It sound like of a wild creature. And I don't know of any animal that's able to yell and you can hear it from miles and miles and miles away. Maybe a screeching monkey, something like that. But that, to me, in my personal opinion, that didn't sound like a monkey. But through the Spirit of the Most High, we understand that the Most High was going to plague this place called America with demons as well. So this is Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi showing his power on the left-hand side with demons, because demons are just angels. They're just wicked angels. They're angels that work for the Most High that allow wickedness to take place on the earth. And you have the righteous angels that are like his messengers that, you know, stand up for the elect and protect brothers and have bring judgment and things like that, you know. And really both sides, left and right, can bring judgment on you. But as far as the demons go, they do monstrous things. Like they can appear as apparitions. They could plague your mind and make you commit suicide. And the thing that's apparent in the scriptures is that ancient Egypt was plagued because it had held the children of Israel against their will and had oppressed us. So Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi had several plagues come upon Egypt. And one of the plagues of Egypt was the plague of darkness. And then the Book of Wisdom of Solomon further expounds on what was happening when that darkness was formed. in Egypt, and man, I tell you, it wasn't nothing nice. It wasn't anything pretty. It was demonic. It was people were dying from heart attacks because they were so scared. And that plague of darkness actually happened while the rest of the world was having regular days and nights. Egypt, majority of Egypt, except for where Israel dwelt at, was in complete darkness to the point where you could light a fire and not even see anything. And they were also seeing apparitions and spirits and hearing different noises that made them go insane. So this type of things are going to happen to America. And this is prophesied. So this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. It says, but I will bring, Salaki chapter 10, it says, 2 Ezra 15 and 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. And this is the condition that the Israelites are in, being killed. You just got this guy, Floyd. His first name isn't coming to me right now, Salakia, but yeah, George Floyd, he got put to death by a cop. And that's the same case with the rest of our people. They're led, you know, they're being led to slaughter ultimately right now. So the Most High is going to switch it up. It says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So when this refers to Egypt, it's actually referring to America, because it's not talking about ancient Egypt. Because even when you think about modern terms, who they call the so-called Jew today, he ain't in Egypt. And the real Israelites aren't in Egypt either. There are a lot of Israelites in Egypt, you know, that geographical location. But at the same time, bulk of the Israelites are in America, in the Western Hemisphere. So when the Most High refers to Egypt, he's talking about that place. And on top of that, Egypt represents bondage, and America, the land of our bondage. Right, so it says, Exodus 13 and 3 says, and Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage, for by strength of hand the Lord brought you out of from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. So the point is that Egypt represents bondage, and America has been because bondage represents slavery, and America has enslaved the Israelites. I'll explain it that way. So we're going to go into the account, which shows you that the Most High is able to bring these type of apparitions and spirits that will judge you and plague you, man. This is the power of Yahawah Shem Yahushai being poured out upon the wicked, because majority of the people on earth are wicked. So that's why these things are happening. He's showing his power. He's bringing these judgments because majority of people are wicked. So now the Most High is going to show you that he reigns, because, you know, the consensus in the earth right now is people don't really believe in the Most High, honestly. But the Most High is going to show you he reigns through his power, because you got incidents like coronavirus and, you know, these riots that are happening that you can attribute them to happenstance, like, oh, it just happened because people are frustrated and viruses are made through evolution. But the Most High show his power. He's going to show his power, and one of the ways is going to be with these apparitions and demons that's going to be destroying people. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 17. No, so like we're gonna read this whole chapter, but I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, and this is referring to when the Israelites were in Egypt, they were oppressing us. You know, you had Pharaoh doubled our workload and also gave us less materials to fulfill that workload, man. So he was being a demon. It says, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness. And who is the they? That's the Egyptians, man. And look, it's so funny because majority of people for the past several months have been locked up in their houses due to the COVID-19. So this is a very similar situation. So it says, and fettered with bonds of a long night, laid there exiled from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. See? So they were troubled with things like this that you seen in the first video that I played. And let's look up that word apparitions. A ghost, it says, the appearance of something remarkable or unexpected. A ghost or ghost-like image of a person. Okay, so actually, let's go down. Because I'm going to read it from an actual dictionary. Apparition, when you go down to the B definition, it says a ghostly figure. So that's what they were seeing. That's unexplainable according to Esau science, by the way. Esau can't explain things like that. It says, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear. So they they were so scared they was hiding in corners of the house, but they still was getting jacked up. But noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. No power of fire might give them light. So it was so bad, it was so dark in Egypt, of fire couldn't even give them light. It says, neither could the bright flames of stars endure to lighten that horrible night. So the stars couldn't brighten them. It says, there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. So they seen ghostly apparitions that look like fire, like a spirit. A spirit essentially is just fire. And it was dreadful. It was people were gasping and running, looking at these things because it was so scary. It says, for being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. So what they saw in the midst of darkness was way worse than the darkness itself. As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace. And that represents the magicians of Pharaoh, right? Because magic isn't referred to in a good sense in any of the scriptures. Like you got this demon by this fucking demon magic mushroom man that's propagating that bullshit to Israel, but he used the term magic. Magic ain't spoken of in good light in the scriptures, okay? But these were the sorcerers of Pharaoh that tried to mimic the plagues, and they didn't even have nothing to say. Yeah, they could do little illusions here and there, summon demons, but this was nothing to be compared to what Yahawah was doing. And this was through the hand of Moses. Because remember when Moses lifted up his staff, he brought these plagues through praying to Yahawah. So the men of the Most High got the spirit and have the power to summon demons to fuck with you, even as Moses did. Okay, so I want to see if I could look that up, because it speaks about it in Egypt. So like it speaks about it in the book of Exodus. Yup. This is Exodus 10:21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. You see? So there was darkness, and that it's only explained in 3 verses. It said, and Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. You see? So even think about this in modern day times. Yahawah is going to preserve his elect. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of these people being messed up, we're going to be okay. You got to believe that. It says, they died for fear. So people going to be dying of fear, man, because it's going to be so scary. It says, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided. So like, I'll actually skip some verse. I'm going to read from verse 8 again. It says, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at. So you see, you got the top, imagine this, you got the top priests of those demonic entities of Egypt that worship, you know, demons like Isis and Ra and Horus. They didn't have anything to say. They were worthy to be laughed at because they were so in terror. They were screaming like little girls. They were pissing themselves and things like that. Yahawah has a sense of humor. It says, for though no terrible thing did fear them, Yet being scared with beasts that passed by and hissing of serpents, they died for fear, denying that they saw the air which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasteth grievous things. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors with which reason offereth, and the expectation from within being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. So that's what goes on in the mind of a wicked person when they're getting judged. They can't see no light out. They just know and feel. They understand that they're just going to keep getting judged. It says, but they sleep in the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, which they couldn't even sleep. It was so bad, this darkness. So it wasn't just being dark, you know what I'm saying? Because Jake experienced that, blackouts, you know what I'm saying? You don't got no lights in your house for whatever reason. So this was worse, way worse. It says, were partially vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted, their heart failing in them. For a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars. For whether he were a husbandman or shepherd or a laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity, which could not be avoided. So likewise, look, from the mailman to the goddamn dude that works at Walmart to the president to different governors, they're going to all experience this hell. You got to understand that, because the Most High is coming for judgment in this land of America and throughout the world. But the focal point of the Most High's judgment is going to take place to these Babylonians, because they're the most proud and wicked people before the Most High. You got Esau, Edom over here, proud 2/3 Jakes. They're going to get it. Okay? And that it's not going to be avoidable. It says, whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains. These things made them to swoon for fear, for the whole world shined with clear light, and none hindered in their labor. Over them only was spread in heavy night an image of that darkness which should afterward receive them. But yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness, you see? So they was, man, look, Yahawah Bashim Hawashai is going to do this again. The Most High is going to do this again. These demons are going to be unleashed on the earth. And not to mention the weird scientific experiment animals that Esau put in his laboratory, as well as newly created creatures that Yahawah Shem Shai is going to unleash that people never seen before, that's going to be eating people. Man, it's going to be beautiful, man. Oh, man, I praise Yahawah Shem Shai that this is going to happen soon, man. So let's get this. I'm going to close out on this one, because it's going to get real spooky in America. Okay? Understand that. These niggas of vocab alone, the niggas of House of Consciousness that believe in these weird, bugged out, black, Egyptian philosophies, they ain't going to have nothing to say. Nigga ain't going to pray to Ra and Isis to save them, because there ain't going to be no salvation in those idols. The only salvation, Salaki, is going to be received is to those that believe in Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. That's it. If you don't believe in Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, you're going to be destroyed. I'm telling you now. Wisdom of Solomon 11:17. For thy almighty hand that without made the world of matter without form. Salakia. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions, or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filling scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. Wherefore not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroyed them. You see? So certain beasts, look, you've seen lions, you've seen tigers, you've seen leopards, you've seen bears before, but there are creatures that Yahawah Shem Yahawashi is basically sitting on right now that he can unleash at any time, that can do these things, breathe fire, smoke that stinks, the shooting lightning bolts out of their eyes, that you could be destroyed from just looking at them. They're that horrible. Let's look at some images real quick. I think I got some on my Pinterest of these beasts. Okay. Demon, what is it? Salakia bros. Look at this. Man, I did a lesson like this going some years back. Look at that, man. Woo, look at that, man. Yahawah Shai is gonna unleash these type of creatures, man. Gonna be fucking you motherfuckers up, man. Excuse my French, but this is when them real bad boys gonna be unleashed. Look at that, man. Look at that teeth. You never seen nothing like that before. Look at this. This the type of things. Then look at this thing, got the sparks coming out. The men of the Lord gonna be able to control these too and send them on your ass. And that's through the spirit and power of Yahawah Shai. These type of creatures. Look at this, man. It's gonna be unleashed. Okay. So all praises goes to Yahawah Shai. Lord's will, this is edifying to you brothers out there. You know what I'm saying? We got help, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is gonna show his power. So shalom.